Welcome to the July 2nd OpenZFS production user call. We have Stu, Jan, Gibran, myself, Michael, so far, and we discussed some little bit of follow-up on desired channel program features. That's an ongoing discussion related to the upcoming summit in October, for which there is another sponsor, it looks like. So I'm glad about that, and I will be providing more and more information about that. Now, Gibran, you had some discoveries on record size mismatches or alignment issues or something. What have you learned?
So in my brief testing, I haven't had much time to go into this, but what I found was that I set the record size higher in my host ZFS data set. I disabled compression, I disabled metadata caching, and I set all those properties in the guest dataset pool. And that seemed to improve performance dramatically. This is specifically for Nextcloud, so I'm not sure if the same will apply to all use cases. But in Nextcloud, turning off compression on the host machine made a massive difference.
Oh, interesting. Okay, disabling.
Did you have compression on the guest enabled?
Compression was enabled on the guest as well, yes.
Yeah, when the compressed data is normally not compressible again. If it is, the initial compression was worthless.
Yeah. So I disabled compression on the host. I made the record size larger,
What did you end up with for record size?
256.
Okay, how interesting. And is this on a ZVol or disk image in a data set?
It's on a ZVol.
256.
Yeah.
Uh,
And on the
256.
on the on the
What metric?
Beehive machine, it's 16K.
Okay.
So
Let's
you
see.
intentionally set a 16K maximum record size on the guest's data sets.
Yeah, that was I found for Nextcloud data that 16K gives the best performance. Um, but I'm still
I
playing around with it.
I doubt that it does give the best performance for file storage within Nextcloud. It just happens to be the MySQL B-tree record size. Could it be that the tuning guide was for the MySQL server performance?
Yeah, yeah,
In
that's
that
right.
case, you're probably best off in the guess to create different data sets for different use cases. So you have one with 16K for the database, which matching the database record size or block size with the record size helps with online transaction processing kind of workloads. But anything which is query heavier and involves a lot more reads and writes potentially benefits a lot more from better file system compression with larger record sizes. But most of my experiences with Postgres caching, which makes more heavy use of the file system buffer cache, in the ARC in the case of ZFS. Whereas, if I remember correctly, MySQL makes more heavy use of the in-process cache.
Okay,
And
before we
so,
go deep diving on databases, is it indeed using MySQL by default in Nextcloud?
Yeah, it's MariaDB, so yeah,
Oh,
MySQL.
MariaDB, okay.
So I have three data sets. I have three basic data sets, one for MySQL, one for logging, and one for the Nextcloud data. Nextcloud data and MySQL data have 16K record sizes, and the logging has 128K record size with caching, different caching on each.
the other question I would
Uh,
have about your configuration, do you have a Redis server as well, or did you skip over that?
No, I do have a Redis server as well.
Because Redis is really important for Nextcloud performance, because if you have it, it can do its locking in Redis. Otherwise, it has
Yeah,
to do the locking in the database table, which is not what SQL databases are optimized for.
yeah, no, I have the Redis cache as well.
One quick thing I don't want to skip over is that, did you benchmark the metadata caching on the host? Because generally metadata caching isn't considered harmful.
No, I haven't yet.
Okay, just one thought.
I haven't
It's
had the
probably
time.
harmless either way, but you may discover something
And
unexpected. So, Janja, your thought?
disabling metadata caching on the host can actually be quite noticeable performance loss compared to
Okay.
metadata only, because that means that ZFS is no longer allowed to cache that data set's metadata, stuff like the allocation data structures. Which means, yeah, no, you don't want to do that.
Okay, that's my thinking. And then again, it's metadata probably updated a lot less frequently than most things, such that I wouldn't lose
It's a
any sleep
tiny
over it.
fraction. It should be like
Exactly.
1,000th or less of your used data.
Bingo. That's
So
the
it's
way of
not,
putting it.
and
Cool.
it's data the guest doesn't have, so it can't cache it. So there
Oh,
is
good
no
point.
double
Yeah.
caching of the metadata.
You can't double cache something it doesn't see. Yes, okay. What's your next test to run? Out of curiosity.
I'm gonna try different record sizes for the Nextcloud data,
Cool. Okay.
and see how that works. Yeah, just struggling for time, and to get around to it, but that's my next step.
Cool. Any questions for Gibran or suggestions? Keep us posted, and we look forward to your executive summary and documentation and blog post and da 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 da. So moving on, Alexander, welcome. You had mentioned last time a surprise manual page edit in FreeBSD that might be something that really should be upstreamed. Any news there?
I never heard back from the submitter about that.
Got it.
I think he's like just trying to tackle all the bug queue because he's sending me patches for all the open man page bugs. But
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. You use the term they, but like maybe it's just AI. I don't know. But
no, it's not they. It's Felix Johnson.
oh, okay.
He's been contributing for a long time. Infrequently like this, he'll go through the bug tracker, find something that needs man page or needs some stuff in the man page, and write it up.
I see. Got it.
So as I mentioned last time, the original Bugzilla report is years old. It's, I think, from 2011, if I remember correctly, and is long overcome by events. At least the patch is. The underlying issue may not be, because I checked the zpool command does not error out with a usage error when given the undocumented flag. So there is code which accepts it. I haven't spent the time to actually look what that flag does or doesn't do. If it just silently accepted. The usage message to this day does not mention this flag.
Interesting.
So one would actually have to dig in the zpool command implementation to find out what it does, if anything.
Well, we actioned it, right? We figured out it was overcome by events. You wrote all that in the bug. I provided a link to the upstream repo. I'm drowning right now, so actioned it is good enough to me.
Oh, understood. And I missed that part last week. I had to disappear. Thank you for looking into that. Any other topics, Alexander?
No, and it was really Jan who looked into it.
Thank you, Jan. Well, you brought it up, but in Jan action, that's what go team, I'll say. Go team. That said, welcome. Are you still on? Oh, there are more folks rising. There are several people. Okay, we had a name briefly that looks that either it's changed or they left. We have Camille and Raphael. Welcome, and do you have any topics to discuss? And I will do my best to add you in parallel on a phone to the list. K-O-M-E-I-L. No, not Kimmel. No. Let's see. Camille, you're not muted. Welcome. Do you have any topics to address? I'll check the chat and see if I've missed anything. Nothing much here. Hello, hello. Raphael, anything to share? And welcome back to the session. Yes, we're recording. And what was I going to say? Do fix your record sizes, etc., Gibran, in the document in case I got those wrong. I could have easily gotten those wrong. And broadly, I hope to be saying a bunch more about the summit, and I will be in Barcelona in hopefully 2 weeks. I'm thinking of some kind of meetup. It's just in my nature, such that if anyone will be it nearby or interested in meeting, I can probably work that out. Any other topics, ideas, wish list items, funny jokes, you name it, while we're all together? And this time I'm not threatening to leave. I'm just saying, hey, it's your call, not mine. So 2022. Going once? Going
All right.
twice? Yes, Alexander?
So it's a bit vendor specific, but
Yes,
ZFS destroy, except I think off the top of my head, it's a percent sign to specify a range of data set.
yes.
Does anybody know, does BECTL, can it do that? It's not in the document in the man page. And I tried fiddling with it, but I couldn't get it right. But I know if just I know what I'm doing, or it's not a real feature.
Do you think a user would need to destroy more than a handful of boot environments at once? Typically, it's like, oh no, I've got 400 snapshots and I want to just blast them out for a month of 3 months ago, etc.
Yeah, that's usually what I need. So I have in my make world script just makes a boot environment and then builds and upgrades the system from source based on whatever's in my main. So I use that for testing almost every day. And then so they get kind of fat after a while.
In the dozens and the hundreds, thousands? How big is big?
Will destroy older than a month once it starts to be kind of cluttered. I go to list them.
Is his audio a challenge for others or just me?
It's almost impossible to understand.
Okay. Alexander, your audio is crapping out, I'm sorry to say. But anyhow.
What I've had in the past, I had around 100,000 snapshots on the system.
Yeah.
And it was literally a script that goes through them.
Bingo. Oh, and I think we've discussed this. It's actually, there are times you really do want to go with XArgs as opposed to trusting the internals, which can kind of tip over at scale. So, but his question specifically is, does bectl support this, or could it?
As far as I
So
know, it does not understand any kind of range notation. You have to destroy each snapshot individually or clone.
is the bectl syntax ZFSy, or is it just its
It's
own syntax?
bectl destroy name of boot environment.
I see. Well, and what is bectl written in? C or shell or Lua
C.
or Zig or okay. Well, if someone's looking for a project, that might be a little project to explore, but it's not.
If I remember correctly,
from a
it doesn't
ZFS
even.
perspective, it's a handoff of, hey, go do this. So anyway, go ahead.
If I remember correctly, bectl doesn't even allow you to destroy multiple boot environments with one invocation.
I see. Like just listing them.
Yep, you have to do bectl destroy. So basically xarg-n1. But let me check that.
Classic.
Yep, it's bectl destroy and then boot environment name.
So I
And
suppose
there's no
that
mention that
ZFS
you can
adjacent.
destroy multiple boot environments at once.
For actionability is a feature request in order and nothing more at this time.
I don't think it's such. It comes up that often that it's not covered by just piping the name through xarg.
Or a bunch of up arrow. Yeah.
Basically, cut whatever or echo whatever, pipe xargs, and be done with it.
Yeah, I like that.
Which, I mean, it would be nice, but given the typical number of boot environments that one has, unless they're getting super clever, if they're that clever, they might not be using bectl in the first place. But that's just speculation. Noted and documented in this call and its various recording stuff. Other topics. Ideas, questions, dad jokes, mom jokes, sibling jokes. Well, if not, I did get all the other videos up and I should be able to get this one turned around pretty quickly. And I encourage everyone to look at the OpenZFS User and Developer Summit in October. Registration is open. That's due for some more details and planning and you name it, but I think we have a new sponsor coming along. Anyhow, going once, going twice.
Like and subscribe, everyone.
Thank you. Have a great time. Talk to you perhaps tomorrow on the Beehive call.